Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Commentary as Magic Stream on today, February 2nd, 2025. I am, as always, Grand Pawns.
Big Cheese.
Arcat and
I'm Ivory, still stuck in 2024.
I'm jealous.
I got frozen.
You were frozen today?
No, I was frozen in 2024, and I haven't thawed out yet.
partially unthawed. Do we need to stick you in the sink and run cool water over you for several hours?
Yes.
Nah, just pour boiling water over me, it'll be fine.
I got a better idea. How about we, heat up, I don't know, about 4 gallons of peanut oil, and then just drop you in it?
Ooh. Are we just looking for Leidenfrost effect? Is that what we're doing here?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, well, which one is it? Because I got both answers.
I mean,
My answer's better.
my answer involves the fire brigade.
Your answer does involve the fire brigade. Well, we are coming to you here, speaking as perhaps the last exports out of Canada without tariffs on them. Lol. It was Sim. They kicked us over the border and then said, all right, that's it.
Yeah, it was actually us who started the trade war, sorry.
Mm-hmm. But we brought with us some results from a CCG tournament, which was a lot of fun. Actually, the whole con was a blast.
It was varying levels of blast.
You guys actually started mostly on time.
Right?
Instead of an hour and a half late.
And the stream, mostly cooperated, and there was lots of food, and people not believing me when I said sometimes one of those places will just falcon punch you and you're just down.
Yeah, we had people who suffered the post-con illness for the next week afterwards as well. It was weird. I think there were about 3 different bugs that were all going around there.
I somehow got hit by nothing.
Yeah, I almost got hit by nothing. It took me 4 days to get hit by something. But overall, not too bad. And I believe this was our first time to see cards since Prize Wheel 4 released.
Yep.
The first tournament with them, yes.
First, I suppose it's probably worth saying thank you to Pages, as always, for running the Cube. The Cube continues to be a lot of fun.
That was amusing. I'm just like, yep, this card's orange. I'll just take this card. It's orange.
You had all of it. All the orange. I knew one of you two did, I just didn't know who it was. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here trying to play, purple, white, pink Reanimator shenanigans and be all, thinky and stuff. I shouldn't have been thinky, I should have been apple.
That was too many syllables, apologize.
Purple, blue.
Really? Cheese went blurple?
Kind of. There was also orange. It was actually mostly purple-orange. But there was blue.
Using your fancy words to muddy the issue?
There was Twine Spike.
Oh, so you got go home. So you got that, and then you're just like, well, I guess I know what I'm building.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
The Cube was good. And then we got a little Harmony action, as is tradition up there, and some core action as well. Who are we starting with?
We will be going core first. Lesta first. Let's change it up.
Sure, sounds good.
Okay. So let's get underway. This deck is very small.
Small.
This deck has the requisite number of cards. The cards are just small. Alright, so what do we got going on here? There's mono white Pip with some aggro/combo finishers.
I would say... I would probably just say this is an aggro deck that happens to run Crystal Bright House. I don't know if it's really comboing, but it's there.
Oh, I was looking at Outrageous Outfit, and I thought we'd see Endless Generosity, but she's not in here, is she?
She is not.
Yeah.
Wait, the
Okay.
deck name is actually Pip Small.
Pip Small.
Yeah, and Pip. There's two Pips, and they're both small. Pip Small.
Mm.
So some light control elements and a little bit of a value engine. Go fast.
Obviously small Pip, because, hey, if you can tax the opponent for 1 AT, why would you not, right?
Exactly.
You need to like your videos. You need to like and subscribe.
The art on that card always gets me. She's just like her face, and just look at the phone. She really wants you to look at the phone.
Look at the phone.
Validate me. I need likes to validate my existence.
There's actually quite a bit of Magic Restored going on here between Prisbeam Lantern, Bright House, Satin, Message, Jade, brand new products. We did see the shenanigans with Matilda, though. That was pretty impressive. I don't think I got to see Max actually pilot this deck here at Vanhoover, but I did see this at Everfree last year, and there are some silly starts. There are some really crazy things. Overall, though, yeah, I mean, it's nice to have additional methods of point acceleration apart from just confront problem.
Yeah.
The fact that you can do that both with Outrageous Outfit, which, leans into confronting the problem a bit more, and then Crystal Bright House, which just says, oh, I'm sorry, were you putting up a wall? I don't care about that.
That's a nice wall. I'm going to take some pictures of it and put it on the internet.
And you've got the
1-8 likes and comments and subscribes for it. That means I win.
Yeah, you've got the 1AT option just kind of sitting there hanging around with Pip. The only thing I wonder is, and I'm taking a look to be sure this is correct. Yeah. The only thing I wonder is, if this is just an aggro deck, there are literally no cards in here that synergize with Pip. There's nothing that forces the opponent to discard, and there's nothing that forces the opponent to retire. So the only thing I wonder is if the deck would have better success if it was running Sandbar and Yona.
Maybe.
Your main is a boosted 3-power blank slate.
I mean, that's fair. If you're going for more of a... I mean, maybe you can look at this as trying to add a little bit more control into it. But maybe it makes more sense to just lean into the aggro thing.
Right. Either find slots for, just a select few cards that might help Pip out, or swap Pip for something that's going to give you a boost, because right now you're getting neither, right? There's the argument to be made that, yeah, Pip can flip a little bit earlier, but it's not usually that much earlier. You're going to have to move Pip up to a problem, and your only way of being able to flip on turn 1 is if you go second and you have exactly Sweetie Belle. So otherwise, you're going to take 2 turns to flip anyway, which Sandbar and Yona would. So it's just about the only thing I would say here.
But I'm sure Hithrock will be happy to have more representation of Pip.
Absolutely.
And isn't that what matters at the end?
According to Pip, it is.
Is playing your favorite bounty? Yes.
Do you remember the days when people would show up to regular weekly meetups at the store and be like, I built a deck around my favorite character?
Yep.
Why do you have 15 marvelous chapeaus?
Why do you not have 15 marvelous chapeaus?
Anyway.
Yep.
Cool. Next deck, we have...
This one was surprising to see.
Sunny.
This was cool.
Sunny has not seen a lot of uptake.
I spot Rarity and Trenderhoof, which is annoying. And Great Seedling.
So, obviously we're dealing with primarily orange, but then we've got a little yellow and a little white. And what is the tricorn? It's not Thorax, is it?
No, the tricorn for this one is Queen Haven and Alphabetal, who is not in here.
Queen Haven's in here.
Queen Haven is in here.
I do wonder how often Fizz was able to get into their alternate colors.
Getting into yellow wasn't that bad. He did have Arista
gonna
at
be
the
that
start.
big of a problem, right?
No,
Because you've got right, but they're all like it's gonna be a
it's
little
5
painful
for
but
each color.
Yeah,
it's painful. And Get Prepared doesn't get into Queen Haven or Rarity and Trenderhoof, so it's actually 4 for white.
Yeah, I'd probably like to see a little bit more entry for this too. That being said, I did learn an important lesson. If your opponent moves Sunny up to a problem and plays, I don't remember what they played, Rayburn or something, the Big Hoof. Doesn't matter what it was. Plays Arista, and you're like, aha, I know. I will frighten their friend so that they cannot boost. That's not how that works.
Yeah.
In fact, what will happen is you will frighten their friend, who will now have no traits, which will still allow Sunny to boost, which will cause Sunny to exhaust, to put a counter on that friend, and unfrighten it.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that. That's a bad play.
That was definitely a non-bow if I've ever heard one.
Yeah. I like seeing Ruby Jubilee. She's so good. Other than being expensive.
I mean, sure. You know who does not like seeing Ruby Jubilee?
Your opponent?
Cursed Chords.
Oh,
When he plays Changed onto one of their entry friends, hits a Ruby Jubilee, moves Ruby Jubilee up to the problem to start an unintentional single face-off, then loses the face-off, and boosts Ruby's power and gets all her stuff sticking at problems.
We're just making all the plays involving this deck, aren't we?
Yeah. It happens.
This is why you should play mains that no one else plays, because no one remembers how to play around them.
Yeah, I mean, this happens reasonably often. Someone brings a uncommon deck, and everyone else is like, wait, what? That card does that?
It's the hidden buff on all the tier 3 and tier 4 mains, is your opponent just loses several brain cells simply by that main being on the table.
It's true. They're just like... Well, so this is that thing. It's the thing that an experienced sword fighter fears the most is not another experienced sword fighter, it's an amateur, because they have no idea what they're dealing with.
Right.
It's just, great, a Sunny deck. What's Sunny deck do? I don't know what Sunny deck does. Oh god, help.
I mean, probably something with counters, but beyond that, I don't know.
See, because if your opponent opens up with Chrissy, you're just like, oh, alright. I know what this is. And then you're sad anyway, but at least you know what you're dealing with.
Right, you're dealing with, I'm going to put my cards down, tell me when I've banked up enough action tokens to play something, then tell me when it gets canceled.
Yeah.
I mean, Sunny's a lot of fun because she hasn't seen that much exploration right now in terms of deck building. So you could throw just about any multicolor combination at her, and it would probably work out decently well. There's enough synergy with orange in just about every color. And your opponent's still going to mess up. So why not? Go for it, right? This thing makes so many power counters, though. This gets really stupid.
Don't bring +1s, bring multiple D4 to deal with all the power counters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to see something a little less traditional show up. I don't know that this next one's less traditional, but let's take a look.
I mean, it's technically traditional. He's ran it before.
Oh, look, it's this deck.
Not
It
quite.
is this deck.
It's very close to this deck.
Oh, no. Anyway.
It's made legal again.
Yes.
We've got proper Comet and proper Canterlove.
Canterlove Studios. 0 bars.
And more small Pip.
Yes.
And big Pip over there.
About to say, I think this deck just optimizes for Pip.
I mean, it's also a decent deck. I don't think there's any sacrifices for Pip.
No. This one is definitely there supporting the Pip strategy, but between the Troublemaker control and the retiring and the forced movement and the you have no hand and you have no friends and ha ha ha.
But notably, the switch to Comet and Canterlove. Oof.
I don't know if I played against this in this tournament, but from previous games, it's a pretty good deck.
Do you think the change from Cantor Logic to Cantor Love really brought it down that much?
I mean, this deck doesn't rely on abusing Cantor whatever studios. But it's definitely like it would be happier to have the other one.
I mean, it's just about any deck would, right? But it was, like you said, it was playing it for value, not as a core part of what the deck was doing.
Yeah.
That being said, when the value was so great that it became a core part of what the deck was doing, maybe an indicator the card was a little too pushed.
Yep. Yeah, I think this version has been fine so far.
Mm-hmm. I think we saw a little bit in this tournament, and it was fine. It was better anyway.
More fair. I don't know if you're allowed to say it's better.
It's okay.
Better from some perspectives, which yes means more fair.
Better from the meta perspective. I don't like the problem bonuses. I don't like the fact that half the problem deck has no bonus.
Yeah.
I'm mad. Also, one of those problems just doesn't give you points for confronting it.
There it is, yeah. No points for you?
This deck makes me upset. I am scrunched. Good job. Hithrock has accomplished the scrunching. There's a lot of resource removal in here between 2 Sprouts, 3 Winterzillas, 2 Fashion Overloads, and the ability to get back some of those through Izzy Moonbow. I think Hithrock was tired of dealing with resources.
You think?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Let's see. Next deck This one's your problem.
Jeez. Yeah, Pegasus Royal Guard is a fun card. And this deck kind of does Pegasus Royal Guard things. There's some interesting plays you can do to trigger it. But I think I went 1-1-1.
Yeah,
So
because of
causing-
course you would have to tie in a
causing-
7-person event.
Ties
Yes.
and breaking everything.
Hey, the tie was fine.
Right down the middle.
Yeah, I don't know really what else to say about this deck. It kind of does things.
I mean, it is a little tricky, right? Because what are your payoffs here? You've either got Luster in combination with Cheese, or Unity 15 Fluttershy, but in order to hit that Unity 15, you have to have already found PRG.
Yeah, she is kind of hard to hit. She's a little bit win more.
In
Yeah.
this list, yeah.
Hmm.
Mm,
It can be good as like a finisher, but
Maybe
get
just
you
needs.
get past the gap. But Fluttershy
Without-
is also fun.
Oh yeah, because that's going to trigger every time you play an event, right?
Yeah.
You had a lot of events. I just wonder. Yeah, go ahead.
I kind of
you
forget
played this thing.
what Cheese's flipped ability is right now.
When you play an event, you make boneless.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, and that's why. Yeah, okay.
many events.
Well,
Yeah.
but that's also why Pegasus Royal Guard is good, because like you get a friend entering play, so it becomes much cheaper to trigger.
If there was a way to find PRG, I think the deck would be a lot more consistent. But if you draw
Yeah.
it, it's probably great, and if you don't, it's probably real rough.
Yeah, and I think the game I lost, I didn't get it. I know there was a game where everything I needed was at the bottom, although that might have been Harmony.
You were playing Pile.
Yeah,
Just draw your deck.
not fast enough.
In order to draw your deck, you must first draw your deck.
That's
Um,
kind of true.
Yeah, and I think the problem deck works decently well for this deck.
Cheese, of course, being one of our newest mains. It's good to see that this did see success.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he's well balanced.
Yeah.
Or fits in well with the meta.
Right.
Let's see. Moving on.
I
No
think we
points.
got-
No points for guessing who was driving this one.
That is actually this is a 50-50 actually.
Who else would it be?
Well,
The person who ran this at Continentals.
spoilers. Would you like to see the next deck?
I mean,
Did
True.
you see?
Okay.
Did you see what changed? There is a one
Yeah,
card
connect-
difference,
Connection Corkboard became Premonition.
and that's it.
Meticulous talks like Celestio. What can you say?
Yeah.
and Big Twy. There's so many unicorns and alicorns.
There's
Mhm.
too many of them.
So this is, of course, Cursed Chords and Pages, with nearly identical records. The only difference being one got a tie, one got a loss.
Yeah,
Tie
Yeah,
cropping up
tied
again.
against Pages.
I know Pages was really happy with the swap away from Connection Corkboard over into Premonition. Said it opened up. Wait, no, it's not Premonition. It's the Blank Flanks Forever.
Oh, is this... There's a caching issue on Ponyhead, maybe.
Yeah. It's the other event. It's the song.
I thought I specifically corrected this for Paige's list.
Apparently it has not. Regardless, I mean, the rest of the deck worked fine at Continentals. It was just an issue of a couple of cards that would come up and never really be the value play that he wanted them to be, so...
Right. I mean, if you're going through your deck and every time you pull a card and you're just like, I really don't want this right now, then Pages, I think, was just like, I really don't want this, in fact. And so it got Yote.
Played the new song, started making token copies of Luster Dawn or Restricted Section or copying events and just... ugh.
Yeah, I think Blank Flanks Forever does actually work really well here. You got tons of great options for token copying on friends and events. If you really want to copy Snack Stand, I guess you can. That seems not as good though.
Probably not. The real disrespectful play is to make a token copy of Headmare instead of copying the next event you play. And then use Headmare to copy the next event you play.
Pages says he used it on a Bright House. Yeah, it seems okay.
That's mean.
It doesn't say it had to be your resource.
It does not.
Look, doing the rude plays is how you get ahead.
Just looking at all this AT gain you got there between Trixie and Baby Flurry Heart and Big Twy and Tranquility and Spirit Siphon and all this stuff, and you're just like, man, if only I had a way to turn these action tokens into a game win. Oh, thanks, opponent.
Okay,
Rude.
there you go.
There it is.
So I think there's a lot of don't change what works here. And the placement of both of these, I think, puts some credit to that.
Maybe just be careful with Ruby Jubilee, huh?
It's fine. Except for that one time. That wasn't fine.
Except for that one time. Problem deck looks pretty good, too. No mayonnaise in here. I guess there's not that much that's entering play, right?
No mayo.
I don't see what you would take out for it if you wanted to run it.
Maybe a magic brownout.
53 card list.
I hate that problem of like, I want to add this card, but I can't remove anything.
We just need the Battle of Wits card already.
No.
I'll sneak it in there when he's not looking, don't worry.
Good job. Your check's in the mail.
Interesting. Okay. And our last listing core.
Oh
It's Francis Sparkle.
my god, is his name actually Francis?
The VA? Yes.
Oh,
Well,
okay. I was like, what?
No, okay. This is an old meme. In Friendship is Witchcraft, Shining Armor's name is Francis Sparkle.
Amazing.
That's pretty good.
I need to go back to the one cosplayer that just was constantly dropping corn dogs out of his Shining Armor cosplay.
It was great!
So what does this deck do?
It discards cards, and then somehow it ends up with like 6 action tokens, and all its stuff moved, and an 18 power Gallus, and your opponent blinked.
Yeah.
Yeah, this deck is great.
It is.
This is a lot of fun. Daybreaker is crazy. Gallus can get big, but I feel like this deck mostly capitalized on the fact that there was not a lot of other blue in the meta right now. And as a result, some of the Frighten that's there to, build up, or some of the Frighten that could disrupt the friends that are getting built up or that provide repeated value weren't really there. So in a different field, this could have had a pretty different performance. That being said, Shining is a great main. Daybreaker is incredible synergy with him. Gabby is obviously outstanding as well. It's nice to see Blue Purple have its discard deck finally. It is very strong coming out of the gate. So I think it's just going to require a little bit of meta adjustment to deal with some of the crazier turns this deck can have. But if it hits a hard control list, if it hits a TM wall and hasn't been able to kind of set up, it's going to be issues. So I think we just need more info from other tournaments. So hey, Pony, maybe you should play some Francis. Don't you need more Francis in your life?
No.
I know
No?
I do.
Didn't we have another name for him too?
For
Probably.
Shining?
Yeah.
It's just shiny.
Shinny.
Shinny.
Why is score big shiny?
No, it's just candy and shiny.
Discard pile was not this large earlier this turn, Shinny.
It really wasn't. Okay, so that was our core tournament. Some new stuff, some old stuff, some weird stuff.
I think we saw most of Prize Wheel 4 played.
Yeah. We saw
Both mains.
both mains.
Both mains, Brayburn, Blank Flanks Forever.
Gabby. Let's see, what was the pink card in there? We didn't see two's terrible twos. And we didn't see the purple resource.
So there's still maybe some room for further
Did we
tinkering.
see any Sunday intervention? The new problem?
I don't think so.
So about half. About
Shiny-
half of it.
Shiny could run that. That'd be a decent card. Yeah, still, I mean, Prize Wheel didn't release that long ago, so.
You want to know what did release long ago?
Premiere.
Yeah. Some
Yeah.
of this garbage that we consider cards that are legal in format.
Still run Premiere cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's talk about Harmony.
Are we? All right. Do we have to talk about this one? I don't want to
Oh
talk
god,
about this
we're
one.
starting. We have to start with this?
We have to. It's worse than that. We have to start and end with this.
Let's just end with this. Let's just go to number 5 and we'll end with this.
Okay.
All right.
All right. That's probably fair. It will get better service by being explained last. So there were 2 copies of that.
Yes.
Plus, it means we could talk about this first.
Pile.
I'm so sick of this deck. Can we talk about this later?
So
Can we
this,
talk about this one? Yeah, I agree.
this really great thing about Pile is it just draws cards and then you win.
Yeah. I think I
That's the only thing about Pile.
Yeah,
think
it's
I
the best
won
thing about it.
against Minty and then lost against GP
Yes.
and lost against Max. And I think those were my games. The game against Max was actually really close. That was a good game.
Yeah, that one was on stream. That one was fun.
But yeah, Apple Vendor is fast enough for it to have this deck to have a hard time against it.
Good news, everyone. We found the way to beat Pile.
We found
it involves
something
more combo.
It involves the most complicated miss main loop you've ever seen in your life.
It is pretty complicated.
So we found the thing that kills combo. It's more combo.
It's more combo. Wait a minute. I feel like we've been here before.
You mean every single time Harmony exists?
Yes.
I've got a what is it? I've got a fever, and the only cure for that fever is more fever.
Yeah, basically.
Pay just wants to bonk something.
All right.
It's Pile. We've talked Pile to death.
Yep,
Yeah.
We've had our fun with Pile. What else we got? Hey, this isn't combo.
This is not. This is aggro.
It's not combo, but you know what? It is infuriating to play against.
Oh, it is kind of control, though. It's kind of got all of it.
Yeah, you got Troublemakers to beat up. You got Grogar's Lair, which makes you feel like you're playing a control deck. And you got aggro.
The really disrespectful play is when Sokol chooses to go second and, starts with Buckball, and you're like, okay, we're going to have a little bit of a slow roll here, but, get some value cards out. And he just turn 1 Solar Winds to Buckball and starts confronting, and you're like, what do I do now?
I mean, that's what I would do.
I wasn't prepared for this. I wasn't prepared for turn 1 confront with Grower.
Prepared for this.
That's supposed to be Grocord, not Tyrek that can do that.
Okay, look, you were when someone wins the die roll and it's like, I'll go second. You should be concerned.
I mean, sometimes, right? If Sonny says that, I'm going to say, you know what, that's fair. If Chrissy says that, I'm going to say, you know what, that's fair. That being said, yeah, I'm going to be concerned in one of those two cases.
But you're going to be concerned in both of those cases. Like, against Chrissy, you know what you're up against, and then you're concerned because you know what you're up against. In Sonny's case, you're like, what am I up against? And now I'm concerned.
True.
So you are concerned in all possible cases.
I continue to be impressed with how far Sokol has been able to take this deck and, dig in his heels and refuse to include a significant number of new print and play cards.
Hey, he's got all the way through Fond Memories now.
Yes, he did.
I mean, he kind of had to because his old the Solano deck is no longer core legal. But spiritual successor, I think.
Mm-hmm. Grogar's Lair is a silly card.
It's a great card, as long as it's on your side of the table.
Correct.
I like having 2 of them.
The real Chaos play is going to be playing Becoming Popular and giving each player a Grogar's Lair and just saying, no one gets any friends.
Everybody's miserable. Oh, yes, more ties. Thanks.
Hey, that's a 2-cost resource. You can copy that with Blank Flanks forever. Just saying.
Don't give them ideas.
How many Grogar's Lair do you have? 5. Okay. My friend is frightened. That's fine.
I mean, you would only ever want 2.
Get more, just in case they have resource removal. How much resource removal do you have? Not that much.
Not that much, correct. Okay. But yeah, neat.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a familiar face.
That is a lot of colors.
Speaking of royal family,
Who was it? I think it was Meticulous Talks that was sitting here yesterday that was talking about how bizarre it is. Look at this whole deck, right? You've got the different methods of reanimation. You've got the big tricorns. You've got Catajack and Limestone and Lasso Champion and Chrysalis, and you've got Royal Family to cheat stuff into play. Like, all of this, every bit of this makes sense. And then there's 3 copies of Bodyguard just sitting right there giving you the, well, they only have a hoof, so they can't give you the finger, but you know. Because Bodyguard is so annoying that you just gotta jam it into the deck.
because you gotta.
I hate it. I hate that card so much.
Yeah. And I think this is perhaps one card different than what we've seen in the past. There was one minor last moment change because I think Pages couldn't find a card.
Yeah, I think it was a Lasso Champion or something. I
Yeah,
don't
the
remember exactly
Lasso
what it was.
Champion was subbed in. I forget.
Bodyguard still sees play.
I hate it. I don't want to live
We'll
in this
see it
format anymore.
forever.
Well,
I know.
I've got good news for you.
What's
don't-
that?
You can not live in this format anymore. It's called playing in core.
Yeah, it's true. At least Bodyguard isn't also in core. Ugh. Can you imagine the exact same core format we have right now, but Pit Pink gets Bodyguard? I think I'd just quit.
No, you wouldn't quit. You just
You'd run it.
you just option to ban it.
I would not. I don't even like running Bodyguard. It doesn't feel good. It makes me feel like I have to take a shower after every game. I pull out the pile of unicorn tokens that I feel is going to be sufficient for that game, and then I get through it in like one board wipe, and I'm like, this is bad.
Pages believes there is the need to start popping caps.
Ugh. Anyway, I love Reanimator and I love Show and Tell, so it's I have a soft spot in my heart for this deck. I was thinking about something earlier with Luna, Midnight, and some other Reanimator shenanigans, but I may have to save that for Invitationals. So we'll see.
So
We'll
what I'm
see.
hearing
There's-
is ban Luna. Okay, got it. Sounds good.
I feel like that would be a massive waste of a ban and would only really hit one person or 2 people.
Eh,
Probably so.
Banning stuff out of spite is a time-honored tradition. Come on.
Yeah, that's why you ban trading traditions and adventure instead.
See, that's just rude.
Ah,
That's like half the fun of playing that format is
Exactly.
either running trading traditions or being against trading traditions.
that's what the Lasso Jack was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a Coriander.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Coriander would make sense.
Gotta get that hand attack in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, next list, speaking of. So here, I think this is another one where you can look at the main and take a pretty good guess at who's running this.
Yep.
So these are some colors. We got She of maximum resource gain.
Get extra
Destiny
starlights.
Drain. Coriander cumin.
I was going to say, didn't you get a piece of your thing Destiny drained?
No. Max did play Destiny Drain, but he Destiny drained Let's Get This Party Started,
Oh.
which I was happy about
Yeah,
because it wasn't something else.
yeah, that's fair. Gotta hit the combo pieces.
Yeah, I assumed he had more, but
Well, usually you only need one.
I mean, he still won, so
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Well,
sounds like it
fair
worked.
enough.
yeah.
Did
I
you have
mean-
any in your hand?
I think the issue was that all three of one of my critical cards was at the bottom of the deck.
Ah,
Oh no, and I flipped one. So eventually it was at the bottom of my
So
deck.
it ended up at the bottom of your deck.
Yeah.
As you do.
There's just a card I never saw.
I am a big fan of 3 IDP, 3 Coriander Cumin. I appreciate.
Yeah. But I mean this kind of deck is also not necessarily easy for Pile to go up against because Coriander is painful. And
Mhm.
and it's got
And this can
Portal.
This has no problem generating the resources it needs to use it.
Yeah. And even School Shutdown can be annoying.
Wipe the board and get things back, yeah.
And you've got the 3 gyros to find everything you need.
Because it's Harmony and you're running purple.
You ain't wrong. If you're going to let me tutor for any event, I'm going to take it. Orange still hasn't been able to
And-
tutor for resources outside of having like 3 of its friends exhausted.
Oh yeah, and I think Max won because he has the dilemmas, which I was not expecting this kind of deck to have dilemmas. And I have Firewind Ready in my deck. So I was like, oh, I'll leave Firewind Ready up. That's totally
That's
fine.
fine. It's safe.
And then he was also like not resetting it and leaving it up, which should have like
They
told me
should
something
have
was going on.
like
but
set
no.
some alarm bells off, and then down comes
It
the
gets
dilemma, and you're just like, oh no,
the 7-point turn.
oh no, I
You're
made
like,
the mistake.
Oops.
And no hasty in your hand to get rid of it.
No.
Yeah.
I think there's like 1 hasty card in Pile.
I mean, every card in Pile is hasty.
That's true. Yes, that is very true. And I also I wasn't able to do that for some reason. I think I didn't have the.
If I
The
remember
card.
right, you didn't have. Well, even if you did, I don't think you had enough blue on board.
It might have been that too. It might have been I was out of blue.
Yeah. Cool deck, though. Glad to see it still kicking around.
And doing pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Second place finish. Not too
Secret
shabby.
bookshelf. Secret bookshelf. Pretty good.
All right. Guess what time it is?
It's time for GP
Yeah.
to. It's
You-
time for GP to get on the confession chair.
no.
You got
I
to talk
don't-
about it now.
I don't.
Okay.
You built
Apple-
this.
Apple Vendor has won a tournament, and I never have to play Apple Vendor again.
Ball Dragonfire generates AT, and then you miss main.
That
Don't worry about the details.
There's
We are not leaving it on that.
there's a lot of complicated stuff going on under the hood here.
all right. So real quickly, right? Apple Vendor had always been a fun meme combo card to play because it's a repeatable retire outlet that lets you dig through your deck. And if you have hoity-toity, you can play cards from your discard pile, which means, hey, if I can get my deck into my discard pile, I can just play my deck. The problem is, if you're playing cards out of your discard pile, they're going to have to be cheap. Specifically, they're going to have to be breezies, or you're going to be blowing a bunch of AT and you're never going to be able to combo off. Bottled Dragonfire sets that minimum AT threshold for friends from 0 to 1. Now, all of a sudden, you can play infinite 1-cost friends out of your discard pile.
And
Provided you have a-
my, don't we have a bunch of those?
Just a couple, right? As long as you have a way to frighten and unfrighten hoity-toity so you can keep his ability on or off as you need, you can do really silly things. The actual loop is to have hoity-toity and 1 action token remaining with a Bottled Dragonfire in play, and your whole deck in your discard pile. You play 3 copies of Solar Wind to a problem, not using Solar Wind's ability until the 3rd one is played, exhaust all 3, go to 4 action tokens. Play 2 bits and Carousel Boutique from your discard, bringing you down to 1. Play Mystery Mare from your discard. Frighten Hoity Toity. Retire all of your friends. Dismiss 2 bits and dismiss Carousel Boutique to get back Miss Main. Play Miss Main for 1 action token. Getting back Mystery Mare or Brayburn. Play Mystery Mare or Brayburn from your hand to unfrighten Hoity Toity. Repeat process ad nauseum.
Now the important thing is you have to demonstrate all that once.
Yes, there is no randomization that is in that aspect.
But you have to do it correctly once, and then you can loop.
Yep.
I do have to say, I am so proud of Minty for in the first Harmony game on stream. Admittedly, he lost because this deck was built without consideration of the meta involved, and so it has no answer against Limestone Pie, you might notice. Oops.
Immediately runs into Limestone Pie.
Correct. But at the end of that game, despite having only solitaired the deck twice, Minty correctly went step by step and explained the entire Miss Main loop to the commentators.
And correctly fired it.
And correctly, did the thing. So,
Speaking of which, what was up with the JoJo cards?
Oh, you saw the JoJo cards. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, I need someone to explain how cards interact, and
He
what
called the
was
judge over. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was like, what is in his hand? And because I saw the Joestar, I'm like, I don't know what's happening anymore.
So, Ellery, who was there, had drawn a visual image of the "You Fell For It, Fool" Thundercross split attack meme on a sketch pad and had shoved them into some card sleeves and discreetly given them to Minty to pull a prank judge call on Aura at some point during the tournament.
See, that would have been so much better if you responded to it, though, because your reaction would have just been spectacular.
It would have been amazing. I still have them. They're still here.
Well, yes, but the thing is, the element of surprise is gone. And
Yes.
Okay, so by the way, Grandpa's really loves it when you sneak the "You Fell For It, Fool" Thundercross split attack meme video into long strings of just trading YouTube links.
Yes, I love it. It definitely doesn't force me to instantly stop what I'm doing and go to bed. It may have done that. Anyway, that's what was up with the JoJo cards. It was a good meme. Anyway, we never have to play this deck again, which is great. If you are going to play this deck again, that's fine. It does combo quickly. Maybe consider options for Limestone. I don't know what you got. I truly don't know what you could do. I'm sitting here trying to think. In blue and orange, I guess you could run. Do we have a friend or a resource that dismisses a frightened friend? Or okay, you know what? I know what you. Oh no, that still doesn't work.
I
Oh no,
mean,
wait. Okay,
You could make Limestone drink through a straw.
you can use Poison Joke. That's your option. Use Poison Joke because you will have priority first on your turn, and can activate it before Limestone exhausts.
I mean, if you actually had to, I think you can use Safety Lecture here.
Safety Lecture is an event. You may take a look at this deck and notice there are no events. This entire deck, every single card, can be played out of the discard pile with Hoity Toity.
Yeah, but you only need one copy to make Limestone sad.
Yeah, but you have, Boutique as the only method of getting it back? And you have no way of finding it.
Yeah, that one copy will inevitably get thrown away by Apple Vendor.
Yeah, it's going to get banished somewhere, that's fair.
Yeah.
But Poison Joke is a resource, so you can make that work. Maybe.
Maybe.
Anyway, just don't play this deck. The loop's too complicated. I hate it.
Okay, so that's our review of Harmony. This loop's
I hate it.
complicated. Don't
I
play
hate
this deck.
Correct. You know the Weird Al song, "Don't Download This Song"?
Yeah.
This is don't submit this list.
I see.
I'm gonna have that stuck in my head now.
You're welcome.
Yeah, well, I Googled myself.
I'll
What are you gonna do?
link you a video later.
No, you won't. Anyway. Next up, Babs, I guess.
Yeah. Come to Babs.
It's now or never. Ripcon.
One last hurrah.
One last con.
I mean, Babs is always Easter weekend. There's nothing stopping everyone from just showing up at the Hyatt on Easter weekend
And just chilling.
and just hanging out. What are they gonna do? Kick us out? We have rooms.
Funny story about that. The first playtest we ever did for Villain Challenge took place in the lobby of the Hyatt on a night when none of us had reservations there at like 12:30.
Yeah. It was late. That was fun though.
It was fun. Good times. Anyway, I think that will about wrap up our discussion on this topic for today. We would like to give a big shout out to all of our patrons on Patreon. Thank you so much for your regular support. If you aren't currently a patron and you enjoy what we do, please consider donating, as doing so enables us to continue making content like this and lets you earn some great perks as a bonus. I don't have the script up right now. I got that part.
You actually did that from memory. Good job.
Yeah, yes, I did.
If you have comments or questions you'd like to send our way, feel free to reach out to us through Facebook, Twitter, or email. I think we've got a Blue Sky account now, too.
We do have a Blue Sky. Here's a link to it. You should definitely
account?
follow us on on Bisky.
Bisky. If you're a patron, you can also chat live with us on Slack anytime, any day. And you know what? My sleep schedule is actually kind of back to normal, so maybe that's not really true anymore.
You were up at
That is
something
not even
stupid
close to
last
true.
night.
That was only 2 a.m. Shush.
2's not that bad. Finally, if you're looking to watch any of our tournament recordings,
Previous videos, including tournament recordings, you can find them on our YouTube channel, link just below the stream. With that all said, thank you to each and every one of our viewers, both here now and watching this recording later. We are, as always, Commentary is Magic.
Go on.
I am, as always, Grand Paws.
Big cheese.
Aracat.
You forgot the and.
Something. You fell for it, fool. Thundercross split attack.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
We need to find the 90s OVA version of it.
If Ara had suddenly pulled up that clip right now,
I was
thinking
thinking about it.
I would have been so mad.
I would have pulled it up earlier when we were talking about it. It would have.
I would have been upset. Anyway, we'll see you all at Babs, and we'll talk to you much sooner than that. Bye.
Bye.
Right.